I worked with Jan and Paige to build Brisk. Everyone knows the education market is giant, right? And one of the things that is a commonality across all parts of education is learning content. It's like infrastructure. And we decided to focus on K-12, but the learnings kind of demonstrate the value that could exist across all of these sectors. The problem is that learning content isn't personalized. It doesn't reflect your interests, your existing knowledge, or kind of what your learning objectives are. We believe AI writing provides that opportunity to truly personalize curriculum. So we ended up building a tool that allows users to convert text to different literacy levels. We think this is particularly important for teachers who are looking to incorporate things like news articles into their curriculum. The reason why we focused on this dimension of personalization first is that there's a large incumbent, Newsela, which makes over $150 million in ARR using human writers, and we could basically provide that same value using GPT-3. So Jan's going to show you what we built.
Here's our app. It can be found on brisklearning.org. I've already pasted a set of text here from a news article, and this is the dropdown to select a Lexile level, which I'll go ahead and choose 800, which maps to about a 4th grade reading level. And if we head down here, we'll see that the backend has started doing its work. And while we wait, I will show you the original article that I used. This is about California moving beyond gas-powered vehicles. It's fairly long and definitely geared towards an adult reading level. And if we head back to the app, we'll see that it's generated content which has shorter sentences and easier vocabulary, much better for a 4th grader. Rewinding the week a bit, here is how we got here. First, we fine-tuned the DaVinci model, but found out afterwards that fine-tuning is run on top of the 2020 version of DaVinci, which meant it was really bad at understanding directives. So we transitioned to some dynamic prompt engineering using only a subset of the 20,000 texts we had already scraped for fine-tuning. But that resulted in us hitting the API token limits much faster. So we added functionality to split the input article, concurrently process the OpenAI API requests, and stitch the result back together. And now I'll turn it over to Paige.
As part of this work, we also ended up building an in-house Lexile analyzer, which was based on the Lexile analyzer available at lexile.com, which is heuristic-based as far as we know, and is pretty well accepted as the way that you discern what the reading level is for a particular passage. What we did was start with the open source BERT model, and then we swapped out the loss function from binary cross entropy, which makes it a classification problem, to L2 loss, which makes it a linear regression, as well as reducing the number of categories to 1. We trained on 4,000 passages with the lexile.com generated scores in order to get our model, which is able to assign a score to the particular passage. What's next? We would really like to integrate our Lexile level analyzer with the Brisk workflow to verify the outputs of GPT for literacy level and to check our work. We'd also like to allow users to input a URL or some other hosted content for conversion to a particular Lexile level. And once that's all finished, we would like to partner with designers and get integrated into K-12 learning environments and actually see how this performs in a learning environment and how much it impacts the learning experience.
My name is Charlie, and this is a demo for Chatty. And Chatty is a little fun Chrome extension I built that can help you with all of your browsing needs. And the idea for Chatty came by way of Adept. So Adept is an AI company, and they have a bunch of really fun, cool demos of their little Chrome extension, their agent working in the browser to help someone find a home, Salesforce, Spreadsheets, whatever. And I wanted to see if I could reproduce this particular demo. So let's give this to Chatty and see if we can do it. So find me a house in Houston that works for a family of 4, and my budget is $600K. And there we have it, Houston, $600K, 4 bedrooms. Let's try a slightly different prompt. Find me a place in San Jose with 4 bedrooms. My budget is up to $3 million. So slightly different. And of course, on the back end, it is using GPT. So it's done it again. San Jose, 3 million, 4 bedrooms. And we have a number of listings here. So let's maybe click into this first one. This looks pretty cool, 2.5 million out of my real budget, but looks like a nice house. There's a lot of description here. Let's see if we can ask Chatty to summarize some of these things. So is there a backyard? Is there a backyard? Sweet, there is a backyard. It's described as having mature landscaping, travertine patio, whatever that is, and artificial turf. Awesome. Is there AC? That might be important in the summer. Yes, there's central AC, awesome. And let's see, what restaurants are nearby? Nearby restaurants include Starbucks, Zanotto's Market, Italian restaurant, and an elementary school. So Chatty still needs a little bit of work. But let's see if we can ask someone else for some instructions. So let's see if we can show me nearby coffee shops. And there you have it. Now it searched for Google. So Starbucks, iCafe, Pete's Coffee for this address. Awesome. Thank you.
Hey everyone. For the hackathon, Cinjon and I built Animate. Animate is an educational tool that can read timeless classics to your children in a creative, interactive experience in any language. Given just the text of a classic story, Animate generates illustrations, interactive media controls, and animated characters that read their dialogue out loud. It even lets you chat with the characters as if they're real people, and lets you edit the scene to create new stories of your own. Check out our demo. So here we have the generated scene of one of the first scenes in Alice in Wonderland. When I click play, the characters will actually read their dialogue out loud.
We're in Alice's home. Lewis Carroll is playing chess.
And you can see their mouths are actually moving to the text that's being spoken.
Golden-haired Alice, in a little blue dress, a black kitten in her arms, stands watching him.
That's a funny game, Uncle. What did you do then?
You can also fast forward.
Alice goes to the mantel and takes a pack of playing cards
and rewind.
I want to be a queen.
Lewis points to a small white pawn.
Now, one of the cool features that we implemented here is the ability to chat with the characters. So if I click on Alice, I can ask her a question as if she's a real person. Hi Alice, how do you like Wonderland? And here she responds, "Hey there, I'm loving Wonderland so far. It's so full of mystery and adventure, it's really captivating." Now, another feature that we are really excited about is the ability to edit this scene so that you can create new stories of your own. So I'm going to go ahead and select this area by the chessboard, and let's replace it with something new, like a fruit basket. There we go. What a beautiful fruit basket. Now, the last thing I want to show you is that all of these features are available in different languages. So if I go over to the top right and switch to French, now the characters will read their text in French and speak it aloud in French.
Nous sommes dans la maison d'Alice. Lewis Carroll joue aux échecs. Alice aux cheveux dorés, dans une petite robe bleue, un chaton noir dans les bras, se tient debout et le regarde.
And that's it. Feel free to check out our live demo at animate-client.onrender.com. Thanks, everyone.
Hey, I'm Hanson, and for the SPC Hackathon, Ethan, Carlson, and I explored various ways of bringing GPT into spreadsheets to have it automate a lot of tasks that would be really annoying to do by hand. So here, let's imagine we have a credit card transactions table. The dates are in different formats, and so are the addresses, which is pretty annoying to deal with. So first, we'll show you the AI data cleaning capability. So with the AI data cleaner, you just select a column, and with natural language commands, you can format the data or manipulate the data to do pretty much anything you want. So first of all, let's just get these dates into a consistent year, month, date format. So great, that's done. But that's something we could have done pretty easily with formulas. But how about addresses? So with addresses, first of all, notice the capitalization and delimiters are a little bit different. So first, without any prompting, we can get these into a consistent format. So after a few seconds here, yep, we can see that it's fixed the formatting here. Great. And then we can also use this capability to perform transformations, such as extracting the city name, which would be very difficult to do even with regexes. So extract the city. Great, so we can see that it's done that here, and we can save that as a new column. So finally, we can demo the table autocomplete functionality. So just given a few examples here of the categories that we want, we can use the sheet complete functionality to basically autofill those missing values. So you can see the missing values are highlighted, and once I hit fill the empty cells, now this actually uses the GPT editing capability. And so after a few seconds here, we should be able to see the autofilled values from GPT. Awesome, so we have them filled in categories, and they mostly look correct. We also explored various sort of human-in-the-loop abilities so that you could easily have a UX to correct these if you needed to. So for example, if I wanted to treat Costco transactions as their own category, I can edit that here quickly and then send that again. And after a couple more seconds here, great, so GPT has come back and it's now learned from my additional example and corrected the other Costco transaction accordingly. Awesome, so this sort of autofill capability can be really used for lots of different natural language tasks. For example, we had some product reviews here. We can go ahead and use the same functionality, just given a few examples, to complete the rest of the reviews. So now it's gone ahead and summarized these reviews here for us into, so positive and negative reviews, which looks great. So thanks for watching.
I came across this really weird website I wanted to share with you. This is a brand of peanut butter that's looking like this. I found another company with a website that felt kind of similar called Steak Cake, and their tagline is to have your steak and eat it too, which is pretty clever. So they combined the two of them, so you get like a steak cake and cake steak. I was also really psyched to discover this company called Cloudbusters, which is motivated by the fact that climate change is causing hurricanes to strengthen each year. And so they've got funding to make giant robots that try and shoot down hurricanes before they make landfall. Oh yeah, then I came across this company called Dustme with the slogan, "Get your grime on," which was pretty intriguing. This is, I guess, a depiction of what it looks like. So they say, are you tired of your apartment being too clean? With Dustme, you can get your grime on and make your home look more lived in. And they also have some press coverage, again, by this reporter, John Bohannon. This company was also really intriguing. It's called Flatter, which is a really, really strong name. I was really intrigued to learn that the co-founders go by the names of Flatter and Flatter. I tracked down where this is all coming from. There's this website called Startgen where you can just pose a problem. And I've been playing with it all day. And like you can ask for any problem you want to be solved. So like, for example, it's almost midnight and I'm feeling sleepy. It comes up with these like startup ideas. So here's a startup that would be called Snooztron, which creates a machine that blasts you with a cold mist that instantly puts you to sleep. And if you just refresh the page, it like comes up with another one. Here's one called Rejuvive. It's a service that injects an energy beverage into your bloodstream that keeps you awake for hours. So, for example, I just made this one. This is a company called Snoozy, Sleep Smarter. And it's got this creepy bed. It says, it's almost midnight and you're feeling sleepy. Snoozy's here to help. We create a special pillow that injects caffeine directly into your bloodstream as you sleep. Nice. So you can wake up feeling refreshed and energized. And it's got a link to press coverage. Let's check that out. All right, Sleep Smarter. It's a new startup. Okay. Yeah, it's attracted the attention of investors, I'll bet.
Hello, I'm John, and I'm excited to announce Contigo, providing effortless access to AI. AI will revolutionize our relationship with technology, and we believe that one of the really important form factors of that revolution will actually be voice conversations with AI chatbots. Voice conversations feel natural. There's no app to install if you can just call up a bot with your phone, and it also enables accessibility for everyone. That's why we created Contigo, a voice interface for AI. It's incredibly simple. Just add the phone number to your contacts, dial it up, and enjoy your conversation with an AI assistant that can share information with you, keep track of your life, and perform simple tasks. Let's try it out and give it a call.
Hi there. What can I help you with today?
Hi, Contigo. Nice to meet you. My name's John.
Hi, John. Nice to meet you. How can I help you today?
What are the 3 cities that make up the North Carolina Research Triangle?
The 3 cities that make up the North Carolina Research Triangle are Raleigh, Durham, and Chapel Hill.
That's really cool. Can you remember that I have a party coming up on Saturday at Ryan's house?
Sure, I can remember that.
Okay.
You have a party coming up on Saturday at Bryan's house. Is there anything else I can help you with?
No, that's it. Thanks so much, Contigo. Really appreciate it.
Now let's ask the bot for some transit directions.
Hi there. How can I help you?
Hi, I'm looking for directions from South Park Commons to Golden Gate Park.
Sure, I can help you with that. What is the best way for you to get there? Do you prefer to drive, take public transportation, or walk?
Public transportation.
Got it. The best way to get from South Park Commons to Golden Gate Park is to take the Munibus Line 28. The bus will take you directly to the park.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
And that's it.
Hey there, this is Contigo. How's it going?
Hey, Contigo, it's going okay. I was wondering if you could send me a text message. My name is Bryan at 828-318-4279, and I was wondering if you could tell me that I'm going to win this hackathon.
I got that done.
Thank you. Do you think I'm going to win?
I believe in you and your potential. With hard work and dedication, I'm sure you can achieve great things.
I appreciate your support. Bye, Contigo.
You're very welcome. I'm always here to support you.
Hi there, Contigo. Do you remember my name?
Hi there. Yes, I remember your name is John. How can I help you today?
That's great. Do you remember about the party I told you about?
Yes, I remember that you have a party coming up on Saturday at Bryan's house. Is there anything else I can help you with?
No, that's really helpful. Thanks so much, Contigo. Contigo was brought to you by Ryan Orban, John McDonnell, myself, and Brian Gilbert. Give us a call at 830-402-6374. That's 830-402-6374.
Hi everyone, welcome to our hackathon project called Recap. The product allows you to recap video information, important video information easily. We use ChatGPT to help you summarize things from your video and allow you to be able to search through them. We think this would be especially helpful for user research because they have a lot of like interview survey responses and other sort of like user data that's hard to like summarize and look through on your own. So what this product will do is generate a summary of the key points and themes that come from this data and hopefully save hours of manual analysis that would go into looking through each of these videos manually to go and find these insights. So as you can see, you're able to upload a video and that video will get transcribed into text at the bottom. And then you're able to query that text and ask for any sort of like insights that come out of this interview. So you can use some of the suggested questions that we have. So for example, what are some key insights from this interview? And it will create a summary for you. Or you could even type in some of your own questions. So for example, what was the purpose of this interview? Yeah, and it'll give you that. And then you can also do more specific questions on what happened during the interview. So for example, does the user use other dating apps? And you can see there that it's pretty accurate. So hopefully what this will enable is sharing and disseminating information more easily, whether it be for your internal team members or external stakeholders. And you could potentially use this product for other meeting types as well. It doesn't have to be limited to user research, but we do think that that's probably the area where there's the most need for this. So yeah, hopefully you can try this out and we can keep improving this product. Thanks.
Hey everyone, my name is Kevin and I worked with Minke on FedTorch, a federated implementation of PyTorch. We often run into our desktop GPUs running out of memory when we're training models or even evaluating very large models. Here, we have a simple program that allocates two very large tensors and adds them together. When I run it, it runs out of memory. Companies like OpenAI and Google have access to a cluster of thousands of GPUs, but we couldn't spin one up even if we could pay for it. And when we get the GPUs, configuring PyTorch to use them is even more work. So Minke and I built FedTorch. FedTorch allows anyone with a GPU to join a global GPU cluster as well as pay to lease GPUs on a per job basis instead of hourly. To submit a job to FedTorch, we send the function that we want to evaluate, such as our training function, to the plugin. When we run this code, it spits out a link to our dashboard, and our job shows up there as well. I approve the payment, and other instances of FedTorch pick up the task and evaluate it. When the job is complete, the result is sent back to my PyTorch instance. FedTorch runs on a P2P network similar to BitTorrent and performs a distributed auction to match jobs to workers. The net result is that you can train models as large as you want without having to worry about how it'll fit into a single GPU or how distributed training works. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the demo.
Hi, I'm Michael Selberg, and along with Effy Zhang, Will Geffen, and John Tucker, we are Jesuit team, and we built Decorum. So the problem we were taking a look at is that training and compliance of employees costs a lot of money, time, and can also lead to a lot of headaches. And we thought there might be a way to automate this using large language models. So we built Decorum, a bot that sits on top of a corporate Slack and tries to clean up the communication a little bit. So let me jump right into an example. Let's say you've had somebody at the company who's done a good job recently and you want to send them a congratulations message. It's obviously, it's a nice sentiment, but it's not the ideal way of expressing the message. And Decorum picks up on it and says, hey, this was flagged for sexual content. Maybe you want to rephrase what you're saying. And the suggestion here is pretty good, so I think I'm going to go with it. You click confirm, and Decorum sends the message for you. By the way, the dialogue you just saw there is only visible to you. So as far as anybody else is concerned, your previous message flitted into existence for a couple seconds before Decorum got rid of it, and then this message was sent a couple seconds later. But let's say there's another case where you said something that you just really shouldn't have said at all. So in this case, there's really not much redeeming that can get pulled out of this. It was just a bad thing to say, and hopefully in this case, Decorum just acts as a check for someone to say, hey, you don't always need to send a message. So in this case, we're just going to cancel it, and it's as if the message was never sent in the first place. And then in our final case, let's say you said something like this. So in a case like this, there's going to be some times where something is technically rude, but you make the judgment call that I know my team, I'm just going to go and send the original one anyway. All right, that was Decorum. Thank you very much.
Welcome to For Real, For Real.
Meet the team.
Drop it.
We're on a mission to raise the standard of learning.
So some background. Spaced repetition software like Duolingo and Anki are transforming learning, and the growth mindset market's exploding. Learn fast with your friends, and it's the easiest way for casual learners to build customizable flashcards at the speed you need.
So the problems we saw, customizing decks in traditional apps, mind-numbing, and the mobile UX UI with social features, super limited.
With For Real, you learn at lightning speed. It's customizable, so you can search any topic you want and edit it. And last, it's easy peasy and stress-free. Don't worry about building a new taxonomy of the study subject. And we're targeting casual learners because it's differentiated, no one's serving this market, and we feel like there's a big opportunity for casual, fast learners. So you probably know someone like Chad, and Chad's trying to figure out what his favorite VCs eat. So this is what he got. All right, so we have Top Knot Tammy, and she's trying to find the most lit food dishes. All right, so she types that in, then she puts images on the front of the card, and on the back of the card's the dish. And so what Tammy's getting is the following: pizza, burger, and fries. Good job, Tammy. And as you can see, Alex is building random learning decks.
2x2 competition matrix.
So we believe For Real sits in its own categories: fast, casual learning.
Technical
We
stuff.
Two types of learning. We start with raw user input. We feed that into GPT-3's machine learning model. That's the first type of learning. It creates a customized flashcard deck. Auto-generated deck is the venue for our second kind of learning, spaced repetition models. As people use the cards, they vote on the quality. We then take that information and feed it back into our machine learning models to fine-tune them and make them even better.
With For Real, you learn at lightning speed. You go from wanting to learning in seconds. It's customizable, so you can search any topic you want and edit it. And these decks get smarter from group learning. And last, it's easy peasy and stress-free. Don't worry about building a new taxonomy of the study subject, and you don't have to worry about swiping 200 cards a day, because that's a lot.
What did we learn? Emoji thinking face.
Existing models don't provide a source of truth because they're out of date, incomplete, and incorrect. We can make LLMs better at reasoning by giving them ground truth from community, chaining GPT-3 with other models, and using summarization of existing sources as a new source of truth. AI is most useful when it's augmenting existing product experiences. It makes stuff faster, an existing product, and customization makes things more sticky.
Now see the demo.
All right, that's it. Under 3 minutes, smash the subscribe button. Try our demo. Appreciate it. See you soon. Vote yes. Vote win.
What kind of objects can you use to make a musical instrument? What kind of music do you like best? These are example questions generated by GPT about a YouTube video for children. What you see on the screen is a guide for parents to help them engage with their children in conversation about the videos their kids are watching. It's an opportunity to teach them how to think critically and express themselves. We're not promoting more screen time. Askadabra is a tool that parents can use to take children out of YouTube, or at least get something positive out of their kids' screen time. So how does it work? It's very simple. After you log in, you can here enter a link to a YouTube video and GPT will generate this output for you. Behind the scenes, we're pulling the video transcript given by YouTube. GPT takes in a limited amount of characters as input, so we first summarize small sections of the transcript and then summarize those sections into a higher level summary that we ask GPT to analyze. Hard vocabulary words are handled separately. GPT selects the hardest words from each section. We bring all of those sections together, and then, out of that longer list, we select the hardest words. Here is what we have learned from user interviews. First, the positive. Parents in general like the idea of Askadabra. There's widespread concern with children's screen time, so we found a lot of interest from parents in trying out the service. And not only that, now that they have tried it, many can see themselves using it. Second, there's room for improvement. One example is that GPT only has access to a transcript, so it misses visual information which might be key to understanding what the plot is about. If you have ideas about how we can handle this, please reach out. Third, parents expressed that they typically don't know what their children have watched. And one parent suggested that this service could, on top of the current functionalities, email them the list of videos their children have watched and flag contents that might be inappropriate for their children. 4, school teachers also feel like they could use this service, so we envision giving them a more comprehensive analysis of the text to help them with lesson plans. And that's all from us. We're Maurice, Ramon, Esteban, and Sebastián.
Hey, I'm Skylar, and I'm going to share Cogent Health. So Cogent Health is a set of workflow tools designed to supercharge healthcare providers. So clinicians, physicians, doctors, nurses, anybody that's working in the healthcare field and dealing with the slog of medical documentation. So you can think about it as an exploratory set of tools for a handful of tasks. Right now supporting progress note, discharge summaries, and research summaries, with medical search coming next. The rough lay of the land is you've got your stateful history. This is all of the tasks that you've ever asked for help with, and that's there as a history and a reference. You can pick which task you'd like to do here. You've got some examples that kind of plug in that show a physician how somebody might use this. So in this progress note example, you're taking bullet point notes while you're meeting with the patient, and later you're going to summarize those for narrative format so that they can go into the EHR. And one of the cool things about this is being able to toggle and de-identify patient health information. So this is another LLM that sits in between, that de-identifies patient health information so that you don't have to transfer and send that sensitive information. So the concept is that information will be removed first, and here it's redacted with these stars. So we've removed the MRN number, your date of birth, and the name, and then we've summarized the bullets into a narrative progress note. And that progress note can then be copied and pasted and taken elsewhere, wherever the physician needs it in the next step of the workflow. Discharge summary is kind of the opposite. You've got multiple narrative progress notes, and you need to summarize it into a standard format as the patient's leaving the hospital. So you're condensing, several days worth of hospital stays into one cohesive narrative and a discharge summary. So that might look something like this. Once again, where you've got all of the PHI kind of redacted. And then you've got your treatment, your outcome, and your discharge instructions, so that you can then go copy those and take those to the next step in the workflow. And then last, we've got a research summary. So on this one, you can imagine copying and pasting some piece of medical literature here that's super dense. And the goal is to summarize it into layman terms and provide maybe some key takeaways and some pros and some cons for that specific research paper. So that might look something like this. And then you kind of take that with you and use all of this kind of generated text as a draft for your workflow downstream. So with that, yeah, thank you for checking out Cogent Health.
SPC AI Hackathon, we were interested in exploring whether it was possible to use one of the language models to turn an interview transcript into a structured blog post. This is a task that we do fairly frequently at my technical writing agency, either taking an interview transcript from YouTube or conducting an interview and then needing to turn that raw content into some kind of polished content. So here, very simple front end. We're going to upload the raw transcript. Okay, so this is a interview transcript of a conversation between me and a data engineer at Brex. And it's just sort of talking about his job, his role, and some sort of challenges and solutions that they faced at the company. And this is just a transcript that's been exported from Otter, and it has, a few artifacts that need to be cleaned up, but in general, pretty good. And what we're going to do is we're going to tell this application, we're going to split up basically the transcript into a couple rough sections that would correspond to blog post sections. And the reason why we want to do this is because this is a really long transcript, so it wouldn't necessarily fit into one context window. And so what we'll want to do is we can split it here. And so the first section, we're going to just give it a couple of bullet points. And we'll want to talk about Andre's role at Brex, evolution of Brex's data. So now we're going to send it off and see what we get back. Here it is. And you can see it's actually done a fairly good job, except for the second one that's missing one of the problems. And yeah, this is the product.